Hello students. Today we will learn class 7 science chapter acids, bases and salts. Children, we all use acids, bases and salts in our daily life. First topic is acids. Let us have a look on the things which have acids in them. Second is bases. Notice these things with bases in them. And the third is salts. These are the things which have salts in them. Now, let us learn about acids. There are two types of acids. Here I am going to show you organic acids, which are obtained from plants and animals. You can say these are naturally occurring acids. See, lemon juice and orange juice have citric acid and ascorbic acid. Curd and milk have lactic acid. White vinegar has acetic acid. Unripe mangoes have tartaric acid. Apple has malic acid. Tea has tannic acid. Spinach leaves have oxalic acid. So children, you can see here that these substances have acids in them which are not at all harmful for us. Now let us know about the properties of acids. Acids have sour taste. They are corrosive in nature. It means when acids interact with iron or any metal, corrosion occurs in that metal. That's why acids are stored in glass containers. One more important thing, this is blue litmus paper, generally found in your school laboratories. It turns red in color when poured into acid solution. Two more properties are acidic solutions conduct electricity and are soluble in water. Children, I have told you about acids and its properties. Let us see what happens when these acids react with metals. In this equation, you can see when metal reacts with acid, salt and hydrogen is formed. Let us see its example. Here, zinc is a metal. When reacts with hydrochloric acid, it forms salt, that is zinc chloride, ZnCl2, and hydrogen gas. One more example is, here zinc reacts with sulfuric acid H2SO4 to form zinc sulfate ZnSO4 and hydrogen gas. So we can conclude these observations that all acids contain hydrogen atom. Dilute acids react with some metals to form salt and hydrogen gas. The metals replace the hydrogen of acids to form salts. And one more important thing, that less reactive metals like copper, silver and gold cannot replace hydrogen from acids. As we have seen that when metal reacts with acids, hydrogen gas is formed and salt is also formed. Now we will see when metal reacts with carbonates, then what is formed. In this equation, you can see that when carbonate reacts with acid, salt, water and carbon dioxide is formed. Let us see its example. Here calcium carbonate is a carbonate, and when it adds with hydrochloric acid, it gives salt, that is calcium chloride, CaCl2, and water and carbon dioxide gas. Let us see one more example. Sodium carbonate is a carbonate, that is Na2CO3. When adds with hydrochloric acid, it gives salt, that is sodium sulfate, Na2SO4, water as well as carbon dioxide gas. So we can conclude that dilute acids react with carbonates to form salt and carbon dioxide gas. As we have learnt about acids, its properties, its reaction with metals and carbonates. Now let us learn our second topic, that is bases. Children, bases are actually hydroxide of metals. You can see the name of bases, they all have hydroxide in it. Let us see its examples. This is ink remover. This have ammonium hydroxide, that is NH4OH in it. Second, soap. Soap has sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH in it. Third is bleaching powder. It has calcium hydroxide, that is CaOH2. Antacid. It has magnesium hydroxide, that is MgCl2. This helps to provide acidity relief in stomach. This is Arnstein and baking soda. Both these products have sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. It helps in treating Arnstein's as well as baking soda helps in baking various products. As we have learned that what are bases and seen its examples, now let us see its properties. The first property is it has bitter taste. Second, it is soapy to touch. Here you can see red litmus paper, and when this red litmus paper is poured into a base solution, it turns blue. Except these properties, I want to tell you one more thing, that bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis, and bases which are not soluble in water are called not alkalis. That's why all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. So students, you have learnt about acids as well as bases. Now we will learn about acid-base indicators. If you want to test a substance is acidic or basic, there are some special substances which are called acid-base indicators which have different colors in acidic and basic mediums. Here you can see the table. I have shown you 5 indicators which turns in different color in acidic as well as basic solution. You can see here the litmus paper, red and blue color litmus paper. So, when blue litmus paper is poured into acidic solution, it turns in red color. And when red litmus paper is poured into basic solution, it turns blue in color. Similarly, an indicator which is the turmeric powder with rubbing alcohol. In that also, acidic solution turns pale yellow in color, and basic solution, it turns red in color. There is China rose. When we add some warm water in China rose and filter it, then it will turn in red color. When that solution is used as an indicator to check whether a solution is acidic or basic, then we will see then acidic solution will turn dark pink and the basic solution will turn green in color. Similarly, methyl orange. Here you can see methyl orange. When you add this methyl orange in acidic solution, it will turn red in color. And when it is added to basic solution, it will turn yellow in color. Especially one indicator, that is phenolphthalein, it is also colorless in acid as well as turns pink in base. I have told you about the reaction of acids with metals and reaction of acids with carbonates. Now we will study reaction of acids with bases. This is also called neutralization reaction. With the help of a test, we can prove that base is neutralized or nullified by an acid. Here, in this test tube, we will pour base, that is sodium hydroxide. Now, when we add phenolphthalein, that is an acid-base indicator, its color changed to dark pink. I have told you earlier that phenolphthalein turns base into pink color and acid into colorless. Now, if we pour acid, that is hydrochloric acid, in this test tube, pink color turns colorless. It means properties of base is nullified or neutralized by an acid. Now we will see, is acid neutralized or nullified by a base? We will take the above slide example only and will continue. We will pour a base, that is sodium hydroxide, in this colorless acid solution, because this solution is having, which is there in the test tube, a hydrochloric acid and added in it, and it is colorless. So we are adding sodium hydroxide, that is a base, in this solution. Now this solution again turn pink in color. It means the effect of acid in this colorless acid solution is neutralized or nullified by a base. So hence proved. Now I think you are clear about neutralization reaction. So in conclusion, these reactions are going on. Here you can see base and acid, when reacts with each other, they give salt and water. There are two examples also. First example says sodium hydroxide when reacts with hydrochloric acid, then these two, sodium chloride is a base and hydrochloric acid is an acid. When these two react, they give salt, that is sodium chloride, and water. And second reaction is calcium hydroxide, which is a base, plus when added with hydrochloric acid, then this base and acid gives calcium chloride and water. As I have covered two topics, acids and bases, now our third topic is salts. I think you all must be clear now that how salt is formed, as we have already discussed it earlier. Just recall it once. When base reacts with acid, it gives salt and water. And this reaction is also called neutralization reaction. Let us see the reaction. Here, sodium hydroxide, when adds with hydrochloric acid, it gives sodium chloride, that is a salt, and water. So when an acid reacts with the base, they neutralized each other's chemical properties to form salt and water. Second reaction to form salt is when metal reacts with acid to form salt and hydrogen. Let us see its reaction. Here metal is magnesium, which is added to hydrochloric acid, and it gives salt, that is magnesium chloride, and hydrogen. So metal displaces hydrogen from an acid to form salt. As salts are formed with the help of acid and base reaction, so name of the salt is also contributed by acid and base itself. An acid contributes non-metallic part in a salt, and the base contributes the metal part. The name of the salt is derived from the name of the metal, which is given first and then the non-metallic part. Like sulfates are obtained from sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Carbonates are obtained from carbonic acid, H2CO3. Chlorides are obtained from hydrochloric acid, that is HCl. Nitrates are obtained from nitric acid, that is HNO3. Acetates are obtained from acetic acid, that is CH3COOH. So these are the names of non-metallic part, and these are acids. These acids are giving their non-metallic part to salt. Let us see this table. Here you can see these are the names of salt, and these are the chemical formulas of these salts. Here sodium sulfate, which is Na2SO4. Here sodium is the given first name of the metal, which is given by base. Base is contributing the metal name, and non-metallic part, which is sulfate, it is given by H2SO4, non-metallic part. So in case of copper sulfate, that is copper, metallic part, non-metallic part, sulfate. Calcium carbonate, calcium is the metallic part, non-metallic part is carbonate. Ammonium chloride, ammonium is not a metal, it is a group, so ammonium group and chloride. Potassium nitrate, potassium is a metal and nitrate is a non-metallic part. Now let us see the uses of acids. Here you can see that sulfuric acid is used to make fertilizers, detergents and paints. Nitric acid is used to make explosives and to purify metals like silver and gold. Hydrochloric acid is used to make glue. Let us see the uses of bases. Magnesium hydroxide is used to give relief from acidity. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is used in baking soda to bake bread, cake, etc. and also to treat ant stings. Sodium hydroxide is used to make soap and medicines. Ammonium hydroxide is used to make ink remover. Calcium hydroxide is used to neutralize acidity of soil. Let us learn about saponification. During saponification, this reaction goes on. When fats or oil react with a base, a soap is formed, and this process is saponification. In saponification, the fats are first hydrolyzed into free fatty acids, which then combine with the alkali, that is, bases, which are soluble in water, to form a crude soap. Let us take an example. Here, this is sodium hydroxide, and this is vanaspati. When sodium hydroxide reacts with vanaspati in a test tube and the test tube is heated, then we will get this solution. Here you can see in the test tube, after burning, it is having the frothy mixture, that is, soap is formed. Now let us see the uses of salts. Here you can see the picture of pickle. So sodium chloride, which is common salt, is used as a preservative in pickles. Here you can see bread. Sodium bicarbonate, which is a salt, NaHCO3, its common name is baking soda. It helps to make breads, cakes. This is gunpowder. Potassium nitrate, which is called KNO3, and its common name is niter. It helps to make gunpowder. Potash alum, that is pitcairn. It is also a salt which is used to purify water. This is fungicide. Copper sulfate, that is CuSO4, its common name is blue vitriol. It is used to make fungicides. So children, thanks for watching my video. Hope your concepts are clear now. Please press like button below YouTube video and do not forget to subscribe my channel. Bye.